This morning's class is going to be a very gentle flow. Very, very gentle. We're going to do some traditional yoga work today and some not so traditional yoga work today. Don't let that scare you. That doesn't mean we're getting crazy. It's actually quite the opposite. We're going to do some moves this morning that maybe you feel like you're not doing very much. But these moves will be intended to release stress and release smaller muscles that we don't typically move. I think you will enjoy it. We will be very relaxed when we leave here today.
Are you going to keep 9 o'clock class? Because you had said before maybe.
For now, since the weather's great, I'm going to keep 9.
Okay.
It seems to be working for everyone. You know, this is pretty much the busiest week of the year. So if we were able to find some beach spot out here, I think we're okay. Is everyone okay with 9 o'clock class time?
Right.
Yeah. I know in the past I've switched it to 8, but Saturday mornings, some people like to sleep in, myself included. So for now, 9 o'clock it is. And guys, if you have requests on class times or class changes, please always feel free to email me or message me or text me, whatever. I'm always open to suggestions. Want to do whatever works best for you guys, for sure. Hopefully this breeze will stay with us this morning. 9:02, so we'll give it 3 more minutes. I got my assistant here with me this morning. He's going to do the modified poses, right, Gabe?
Can you find me another starfish?
Oh, can you find Marsha another starfish? Marsha wants to know if you can find another starfish. He's thinking about it.
That was so cool yesterday.
That was a big one.
That was a big one.
We had water aerobics yesterday, and I know I didn't have my phone with me when I had just put my phone up. We found a big starfish yesterday, still alive, so we didn't take it, of course. He was missing half of 2 arms. Are they legs? Are they arms? I don't know. Wings. But he was beautiful, beautiful. Soul Splash was a success yesterday. We had a lot of fun. Thanks to those of you that came out. This afternoon I have paddleboard Pilates. That one's full, but next week I am going to be releasing a Tuesday morning sunrise paddleboard yoga. So that will fill up very, very quickly. Just putting that out there so you guys can have a heads up for it. What? I can't hear you. Oh, what do you do if you're my helper, my assistant? You show people how to do the poses on your towel.
And you carry the paddleboard.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. You have to blow up all the paddle boards and clean them when we're done. Yeah, that's what an assistant does. I am attempting to film this today. We'll see if it works. This has been shutting up on me, so see if it's still. It's on me, not on you guys. Rest assured. Yeah, cool. So this morning we're actually going to start laying down. If you want to work your way onto your backs. We haven't done that in a while. I told you we're going to have be nice and rested this morning. Gentle, gentle. So go ahead and we're going to start with our feet bent. Knees bent, I mean. You know what I mean. Feet planted, knees bent on the ground. Take a towel or mat wherever you are. And start to slow your breath just a little bit. Close your eyes and listen to the sound of the waves. Feel the nice cool breeze. I'm going to start some nice gentle music. Got a 4th of July themed playlist today. Find some deep relaxation here. We're not actively pushing our back into the ground or arching it. We're just finding relaxation and rest. Let the arms rest by your sides. Let your shoulders start to loosen up. Maybe shake your head a little side to side to loosen up your neck. And relax. Go ahead and take both hands and place them on your belly, so that we're going to make this connection between our deep breathing and our hands, a little bit of a mind-body connection here. As you inhale, hopefully you'll start to feel your stomach rise. If you're not feeling your belly rise on your inhale, that means you're breathing through your chest, and I want you to focus on belly breath. So meaning we expand our lungs, our diaphragm pushes down, and the air fills up and pushes our belly all the way up. As we exhale, the belly comes back down. So work on taking some nice deep breaths, feeling the hands rise up and down as we breathe. So often in our classes we're told to hold our core in, which a lot of times that's a good idea. Right now I want you to try to relax those stomach muscles. Consciously release the muscles and allow the belly to fill. Exhale, allow the release. Keeping a nice neutral spine this whole time. We're going to stay in this position for a few minutes, guys. We're going to take our breathing just slightly different. So what we're going to do here is you can keep the hands right on the belly if you'd like, or you can take the hands down by your side. We're going to continue with the exact same breath, maybe even a little bit slower, but this time, as you inhale and you feel the belly expand, I want you to slowly start to arch the back so that there's a little space between your lower back and the ground beneath you. Pushing your shoulders into the ground. Inhale, slow, arch, 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 contracting there. And then exhale, really slowly start to lower the spine, the low back down to the ground. Imagine it taking you a full count of 10 to get to the top of the arch with the spine, the low spine, and to get back down. Inhale, find that arch, go really, 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 really slow. So you're tucking the pelvis, you're pushing the tailbone and the shoulders into the sand. Find your way all the way at the top, still expanding on the breath. And then exhale very slowly, come all the way back down. You should still be working your way back. That's how slow I want this movement to be. Again, inhale up, find this little tiny arch. It may not feel like you're doing much, but we hold a lot of stress and anxiety in our low back. So this is a great practice. You're feeling stressed out. There's an excuse to go lay down. You can say, Lauren said so. I have to go lay down. And then slowly exhale, bringing that low back all the way back to the ground. Take a neutral breath in here, not expanding the back or not arching the back at all. Just a nice big inhale. Nice big exhale. This time we're going to do the opposite. On your inhale, I want you to push the low back into the ground and tuck the pelvis, pulling the abdominal muscles down towards the ground. Feel those muscles pull towards the belly. And on your exhale, we're going to release back to center. Just as slowly as we did before. Counting to 10 or even 12 to get all the way back there. Let's inhale, tuck the pelvis, push the low back in towards the sand. Try to relax the shoulders as you're doing this. We're working really just through the abdominals right now. Hold once you get to the top, pull the belly button in towards the spine and relax. Coming back to neutral. Tailbone comes back. We're not coming all the way back to an arch, we're just coming back to neutral. 2 more just like that. Inhale. Tuck, tuck, tuck. Push the low back into the ground. Release. Neutral. You may feel your leg muscles trying to tense up on this. Try to release the leg muscles, relax the legs and the shoulders as well. Last time like this, push the low spine towards the sand, tuck the pelvis, keep on breathing. Exhale, slowly bring it back. Great job, guys. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna combine those two moves, okay? So on your inhale, we're gonna find that first move. We're gonna inhale, arch the back, finding space between the low spine, pushing the tailbone down into the ground, pushing the shoulder blades into the ground, find some space there. And then exhale, reverse, we're gonna take it all the way down and push the low back into the ground, tucking the pelvis. Keeping it nice and slow. One more just like that. Let's reverse it here. Lifting the low back, finding a little bit of an arch, push the tailbone into the ground. Exhale, pull the belly down towards the spine, tuck the pelvis, push the low back into the sand. We're gonna add one more part here, guys. Just stretching the upper part of the spine as we continue with the same pelvic and abdominal movements. Inhale, lift the spine, find that arch this time. We're going to tip the head back. Imagine it's like you're trying to look up at the sky. You don't want to make this painful, right? Just a gentle, gentle motion of the head leaning back. And then as we exhale, round through, pushing the low back into the ground, and imagine tucking the chin towards the chest, tuck the pelvis. One more time, just like that, rounding up, arch through the low back, the head tips back slightly. Round through the spine, tailbone tucks, low back pushes in, chin to chest. Small little movement with the neck there. And release back to neutral. Take that head, shake it side to side like a little no. Nice slow no. And then hug the knees into the chest. How are we feeling, guys? Spine feeling okay here? Good, good, good. From here, we're going to release the knees, but keeping them bent, we're going to roll on over to our side. Starting off nice and slow this morning. We're going to rest our head on our arm. So if that means a straight arm for you, if that's comfortable, whatever feels good here, you can keep it straight, you can keep it bent as well. And I want your knees to be bent, and I want them to come out to 90 degrees. This top arm can rest wherever it's comfortable, and your hips should stay stacked for this entire series. It's going to be another very small movement. We're going to work on a little bit of hip and hip flexor work here. So you're going to lift this top knee very slightly. And I want you to pull this knee, top knee, forward past the bottom knee. Feeling a hip stretch here. And then on your exhale, we're going to keep it, hips stay stacked, we pull that hip back. So we're not rolling open, okay? We're just shifting forward to back very, very slowly. Pull that knee forward on the inhale. And backwards on the exhale. The only other time we're doing a movement like this is typically when we're walking. So we're allowing the same muscles to work, but in a relaxing way. Exhale, take it back. Going back as far as feels good without those hips unstacking. That may mean your motion is very small. If you have tight hips and maybe barely a movement. But we don't want to push so far back that we're feeling our torso start to roll back or forward. Just finding a nice stretch through that hip flexor and hip joint. Upper body should be relaxed. If you feel any tension there, let's try to release it. One more, just like this. Taking it forward on the inhale. Backward on the exhale. Maybe feeling a little bit of glute work there. Let's go ahead and take the knees, stack them back on top of one another again. Good job. Let's let the legs rest there. And then let's take that upper hand and we're going to wrap it, take the fingertips behind the head. So the bottom arm, we're still resting. For this one, we still want to keep our hips stacked. We're going to move our upper body now. So we're going to take that elbow and we're going to inhale, shift forward, engage the core, keep those muscles tight. Exhale, take that elbow back. You want to try and take the elbow back behind the chest. We can open up here a little bit. Feel the shoulder blades stretching. That's how far I want you to take it. Inhale, roll forward. Exhale, take it back. Really opening up the chest here, stretching through the shoulders. This should feel good. We don't want it to be painful. If you feel any pain, take it down a notch. Just meaning don't move quite as far. Last one like this. And open up one more time. Let's come back to a nice neutral position. We're going to combine those two moves that we just did, okay? So we're going to extend the hip forward while at the same time taking the shoulder, the arm back. Hip comes forward, arm goes back. And then switch so the arm comes forward and the hip goes back. Good. Again. Find your own pace here, moving with your breath. Nice slow movements, being gentle with those joints. Let's do one more flow here. Open it up one more time. And then come back to neutral position, legs at 90. Release that arm for just a minute. Give your shoulder a little bit of a rest. For our next move, guys, I want you to imagine that there is super glue between your thighs. So from your hips to your knees, your legs are super glued together. And then I want you to lift the top ankle, the top foot comes up. We're going to be stretching this outer hip. Keep the head rested in the hand. The bottom arm is resting. The top arm comes back up. We're going to add a little bit of a side crunch here. So you're going to lift up, working through the obliques here. Pretty deep crunch. Lower down the leg and the arm together. Lifting back up. Nice slow controlled movements here. We're stretching the low body. Imagine that there's a big stretch underneath you. You're working the obliques on the top. Stretching the hip as well. Two more like this. Reach, reach, reach. Stretch that underneath. And one more just like that. Lower back on down. Roll on over to your belly. Take a nice big full body stretch. Arms out long, legs out long. And then maybe bring the arms back behind you. Give the shoulders a little bit of a rest. That feels good, having the arms behind you. Lower the toes, interlace the fingers, and lift on up. Stretch those abdominals. And release. Cheek to the ground. Ooh, how are we feeling, guys? Starting to relax a little bit? We are going to work our way up to seated and do a few twists, and then we'll work our way to the opposite side. So you may feel one side feels a little bit more stretched than the other right now. That's normal. We'll get the other side caught up. So sitting up nice and tall, take some big shoulder rolls here. Try to relax both shoulders, pull the shoulder blades down and back. Let's inhale, the arms come all the way up. Reach tall towards the sky, keeping the spine straight, and then exhale, twist left hand to the right knee. Use that back right arm to push yourself up nice and tall. Take your gaze over your back shoulder. One more breath here. Inhale, arms come all the way up. Exhale, twist to the other side. Inhale on up. do one more twist each side. Exhale, twist. Inhale up. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. And hands come back down. Good job. We're going to work our way to our other side now. So make sure there's no shells. I don't think we dug too many holes on that last set, but make sure you're in a comfortable laying position. Got a bunch of shells on this side. And working our way onto our side. It's just as if we're going to lay down and take a little nap, right? Take the knees to 90 degrees. Resting your head in the hand or the arm. That arm can be straight or the arm can be bent either way, whatever feels good. And we're going to start with this upper leg. You want the hips to stay stacked this entire time. Lifting the leg slightly. Inhale, take that knee forward past the other knee. And then exhale, bring it back behind. Without the torso rolling back. Keep the hips stacked. And you may find it helpful to take the hand and even place it right on your hips to help you prevent the roll. That's perfectly fine. Part of that mind-body connection. Exhale, leg comes back. Push that leg back as far as feels good so that you start to feel that hip flexor release. Very hard to release that muscle. It's a nice, short, tight muscle for many of us because we sit so much, whether it's at a desk or in the car. Try to release that muscle here. Find your own pace, matching your movement to your breath if that feels good. Inhale, the knee comes forward. Exhale, the knee comes back. Exhale back. Inhale forward. Exhale back. 2 more just like this. One more time. Inhale forward. Exhale back. And then we inhale back to neutral. Stack those knees, relax the hips. Taking that upper hand above knee body, take it behind the head. And we're going to inhale, take that elbow forward down towards the ground. And then we exhale back. On this one, you do want to tighten the abdominals here, and then you take it back. You want to open up through the chest and the shoulder, big shoulder blades stretch back there. Inhale forward like you're doing a little crunch. Squeeze that core in here, and then open up. Keep the tummy tight here. Stretch through the chest. Really trying to get that elbow all the way forward so you find a big stretch and then open back up. Find your flow, matching your breath. You don't have to be at the same pace as me. It's a really good shoulder stretch here that you can do anytime. Keep the hips stacked so that you're stretching that upper spine. Stretch just like this. And open back up. This time we're going to come back to center and we're going to combine those last 2 moves. So we're going to take the knee forward and the elbow back. And then we switch, we take the knee back and the elbow forward. This intensifies the move just a little bit. And reverse. On back. You may be feeling feeling this in the upper back, the lower back, or the hip, or all of the above? Keep on stretching here. We've got just a few more of these. One more big stretch, guys. Reverse it here and find yourself back in that nice neutral position. Knees are stacked, hips are stacked. That arm, give that arm a little bit of a break, roll it forward, rest the shoulder for one moment, and then we're gonna find that super glue position. So hips to knees are super glued together, and the knees are out at 90 degrees. Take that arm above the body, hand behind the head one more time. And this time we're gonna lift that ankle, the top ankle, and then we find that oblique bend, trying to stretch through the part of your body that's against your towel. Stretch long, lift that elbow, release it back down, and release the ankle as well. So we're doing a nice oblique crunch on the top part. Lift, 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 everything lifts together. The bottom lengthens and stretches back on down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale down. Again. Two more just like this. Last one, inhale up. Exhale down. Great job. Release the arm, roll on over to the belly. Relax the shoulders, relax the legs. Full body stretch, lifting the arms and the toes. Stretch, stretch, stretch. And then bring the arms around the back, lower the toes down to the ground. That feels okay. Lift the chest on up. And slowly exhale down, cheek to mat. Take a few breaths here, and then when you're ready, come back on up to seated. We'll find a few more twists. Spine should be feeling really good right now. Take a few neck rolls side to side. Good job. Find yourself in a comfortably seated position, and then we're going to inhale. The arms come all the way up. A little bit of shoulder work that we didn't even realize we were doing in there, right? We exhale, twist the left hand to the right knee. Use that back arm push up, nice, tall, straight spine. Your gaze comes over the back shoulder. Inhale back to center. Exhale, twist to the other side. Inhale back to center. This time we're going to take the legs out straight, arms stay lifted. We exhale, forward fold. Nice deep fold here. Relaxing the hands down by your sides, shins are towards the feet, but keep the chest lifted. So we don't want to curl and crush all of our organs in our stomach. We want to lift the heart, lift the chest, lift the gaze. Great job. Exhale, sink a little bit deeper. And you could even find yourself in a little rocking position here if that feels good. You don't want to pull too far, but we call this like dynamic stretching, where you're moving through the stretch. You may find a little bit more length with this one. Awesome. And roll the spine on up, letting the head and the neck be the last to come on up. How are we feeling, guys? Good? Nice and relaxed? Ready to stand and do a little bit more work? We're already halfway through class, and we've just been laying here moving and breathing and stretching, so you're doing great. Come all the way on up. Oh, give your body a few moments to get used to standing. especially in the sand. Grab some water if you like. I'm going to do that too. Okay, you want some water? We can share this one. There you go. So we're going to do a quick exercise in standing, a little bit more stretching before we move into a flow. So in our standing exercise this morning, I'm going to come sideways so that you can see the position of my knees. I want you to ground the feet into the sand. So kind of dig the heels in, do a little wiggle wiggle dance. And I want you to really soften the knees. So when I say soften the knees, usually it's, we don't want to lock and we just soften, but I want you to really soften the knees. And then forward fold, letting the torso kind of hang down towards the ground. If you want to straighten slightly to where you had a hamstring stretch, you're welcome to do that. It's going to be a nice stretch through the back of the leg, but I don't want you to push so much that you're feeling too much tension. I want this to be relaxing. So the weight of your head and the weight of your chest just hangs down towards the ground, and your legs are doing all the support work here. Make sure you continue breathing. And I want you to slowly start to roll it up, one vertebrae at a time, keeping the knees nice and soft. Roll, roll, roll. Arms are dead weight. Head and neck are dead weight. Come all the way up, one vertebrae at a time. Inhale, arms up. Knees are still soft and not locked, right? Exhale, forward fold, soften deeply through the knees. Come all the way back down. Let the head and torso hang. Push slightly up on the hips if you want to get that hamstring stretch a little bit deeper. And then slowly start to roll it on up, one vertebrae at a time. Your arms are dead weight, your head and neck are dead weight. Pushing into the heels to roll on up. Really taking our time to get all the way to the top. Today is all about lengthening and stretching that spine. One more time. What we're going to do this time, when we come down into our forward fold, I want you to tuck your elbows into your thigh. Okay, we're about to do a little self foam rolling. Sounds foam roller. Inhale the arms all the way up. Soften through those knees. Exhale, fold, but this time bring those elbows into your upper thigh. And what you're going to do is you're going to stay in this position, but you're going to roll the elbows down the thighs. So as if you're just massaging those thigh muscles. Stay in this bent over position. Inhale, bring those elbows back to the top. Core is nice and tight here, supporting the low back. Roll, roll, roll. Giving yourselves as much pressure. You want that to feel good, like you're just working out those quad muscles. One more just like this. And then exhale, drop the arms down towards the ground, torso hangs. Last time like this, soft knees. Find that hamstring stretch. And then slowly, 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 we're gonna roll it on up last time like this. Letting that head hang. Feel the stretch through the upper spine and the neck as we come all the way to the top. Great job. Taking the hands down by the sides, palms face forward. Let's find some neck rolls here. Big stretch. Taking the ear towards the shoulder and then all the way to the other side, ear to shoulder. Keep your spine nice and tall. One more roll. We are ready to find a bit of a flow now, guys. So stepping towards the back of your mat. We're going to inhale, the arms come all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Walking those hands all the way out. We find ourselves in a down dog position. We push the palms and the fingertips into the sand. We push the heels towards the sand. And the hips are pushing up towards the sky. Find a nice stretch here. If you want to walk the feet out a little bit, you're free to do that. Finding some motion here. Maybe even taking the hips side to side here. Anything that feels good for that spine. Great job. Push those heels down, center, inhale, shift forward, coming into a high plank. Stack the shoulders over the wrists, hold it here. Pull that core in, push the heels back. Modification, come down to the knees if you would like to, if that feels better. We can do anything for 10 seconds, right? 3, 2, 1. Push the hips up, down dog. Inhale, right toes rise. Exhale, knee comes to the nose, underneath the body. Hold it here. Inhale, right foot comes through the hands. We come into a high lunge. Inhale, arms all the way up. Sink the hips down. Inhale, plant that back heel, coming into warrior 2. Exhale, reverse warrior, hand comes to the back leg, legs stay low. Inhale, both arms come forward, turn that back heel back to a plank. Step that right foot back to meet the left. Position that body weight center, lift the right heel, hold. Modification, drop that right foot. Shift the shoulders forward, lower down, chaturanga, all the way through for cobra. Drop that leg if it's still lifted. And stretch. Tuck the toes, hips up, down dog. And take a few breaths here. Doesn't seem like that much movement, but you may find yourself a little bit out of breath. I am. Breathe here. Just working up a little bit of heat in our bodies. Inhale, shift it forward, high plank. Pull that core in, modification, drop to the knees. Keep the body straight. Whichever plank version is yours this morning, doing whatever feels great. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, down dog. Inhale, left toes rise. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, plant that left foot in between the hands. We come on up for high lunge. Drop the hips down. Inhale, planting the back heel. We open up warrior 2. Good. The back heel gets planted here. Arms are wide at shoulder length. Take that back arm back, reverse warrior. Exhale, both arms forward. Turn the back heel, step that left foot back to meet the right. We come into plank. Shift your body to weight to center. Lift the left heel. Come on down, chaturanga. All the way through, cobra. Knees come nice and wide, child's pose. Think on that. Good job. Breathe here, a few breaths, or grab some water. Really want to relax the shoulders here. Pushing the chest down towards the ground and the forehead resting on the towel or mat. Try to release the shoulder blades. One more breath here, and then we're going to repeat that flow with one little added movement added in. As you exhale, start to shift your body into all fours position. Planting the hands, tuck the toes, hips come high, down dog. Breathe here. Inhale, right toes rise. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, step the right foot through. Exhale, up for lunge. Inhale, warrior 2, plant that back heel. Exhale, reverse warrior. And here's where we're going to change it up just a little bit, guys. From here, we're going to cartwheel the hands forward, just like we did last time. However, instead of coming back to a regular plank, we're going to push our weight into the left hand. We're going to sweep the right foot back, top it on top of the other leg, and come into a side plank. Modification, if there's any shoulder issues, drop that bottom knee. Good, good. Push those hips up towards the sky, reach those fingers as tall as you can, and then we exhale back down, coming into a regular plank. Nice work, my friends. Chaturanga all the way down. And through for cobra. Tuck the toes, hips up, down dog. Good job. And breathe. Whew. Finding a little bit of heat here in this flow. Inhale, left toes rise. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, plant the left foot between the hands. Exhale, lift on up. High lunge. Sink low. Inhale, warrior two. Plant that back foot. Stretch those arms. Exhale, reverse warrior. Inhale, cartwheel the hands down, planting that right wrist into the sand. We step back with the left. We plant the hands, the legs over to the side, the feet, stack the hips, lift on up, side plank. Exhale, hand comes down, back to a regular plank. Stack the shoulders over the wrists, lower down, chaturanga. All the way through for cobra. Relax the shoulders. Knees come wide, child's pose. And breathe. Good job. Taking a few breaths here. We're time for a water break. Relax the shoulders. Let the forehead rest into the sand. Slowly start to walk the hands towards the knees. Taking your time to get here. How are we feeling, guys? All right? Good, good. We're going to stay on our knees for just a few minutes here. So take the knees a little bit wide or wherever feels comfortable for you. Make sure that there's no divots or shells or rocks. Hopefully you've worked out any shells underneath you by now. I want you to just comfortably sit on the heels. If this is not comfortable on your knees, come to a cross-legged seated position. Okay, if this is giving you pain, I want you to feel comfortable here. Some of you may want to take your heels out and sit the hips between, if that can be too much on the knees, okay? So if you want to do that, if that's comfortable, by all means do it. If that's too much, then come back here. I'm going to be right here sitting on my heels. I'm going to inhale the arms up. Exhale, the hands come behind you. Let's interlace those fingers behind. Drop the shoulders back, lift the chest, and drop the head. Exhale, forward fold, bringing the arms overhead with you. Really pushing those arms overhead to feel a nice big shoulder stretch. And then I want you to lift about halfway up. Pull those core muscles in, and we're going to make a really big circle with our chest. So we come all the way up. This is all about the core muscles here. And we come back down. Squeeze that core. Big circle, still stretching those arms behind you, keeping the shoulders stretched. One more in this direction. And hold in your center lower position. Inhale, we switch to the other side. Really working a big circle through that spine. In case you haven't noticed, today is about back stretching. All the way up. One more. Back to center. Release the hands, bring the fingers out front. Nice big stretch here. We'll take a modified child's pose because the knees are not too wide. And then start to walk the hands all the way back up. Come to a seated position. With the legs nice and wide, take a nice wide leg straddle. Take a moment to get there. Your feet are resting comfortably, not pointed, not flexed. They're just in a natural state here. Spine is nice and tall. Okay, so sit up nice and tall. Maybe digging the sits bones in, moving your cheeks out of the way so you have a little bit more grounding or a better platform there. And then from here, we inhale the arms all the way up. Exhale, hands come down to the ground in front. Walk those hands out as far as you can to feel a nice big inner thigh stretch or a hamstring stretch. Maybe bringing the forearms down to the ground if that feels good. If not, don't push it. You can keep the hands wherever they need to be. Keep on breathing here. Exhaling here. And from here, let's walk those hands over to the right leg. So we take one hand on either side. You're staying nice and low, folding over the leg. Maybe feeling a stretch through the side body here, or the spine even still. Maybe the leg. Your torso should be leaning down over that leg as much as possible, so you're twisted here through the core. Allowing a stretch through the obliques. To keep that right hand planted behind the right leg, and then open up the left arm, comes overhead. Taking that arm as far back as you can. Remember those shoulder stretches we did in the beginning? That's what we were warming up for. Take your gaze under the arm. Keep that left foot planted. Don't let that left foot lift. Keep breathing. Don't hold your breath here. Exhale, bring that arm back down. Walk the hand center. Take a breath in the middle here. Inhale, walk the hands over to the left leg. One hand on either side. Torso is twisted and folded over that leg as much as possible. Open up that right arm, comes overhead. We lift the torso slightly, open up the chest, the gaze comes under arm. Shoulder pushing back, stretching through that side body. Abdominals are contracted and holding to support the back. Exhale, lower back down, both hands, we twist over that leg. And walk the hands back to center. Taking one more stretch right here. Slowly walk the hands back to center. Sitting up nice and tall, bring the soles of the feet together for a nice hip stretch here. Pull the heels in towards your body as much as you can. Wrap those fingers around the toes and sit up nice and tall. Push the knees down towards the ground as much as you can. Oh, perfect time for a nice cool breeze. Big inhale here, open up the chest. Exhale, forward fold. Keep that chest lifted, no rounding through the spine. So you want that back nice and flat. We're pushing down over the legs, but we're not, the goal is not to get your head to your toes. We want to push the torso down. That's going to give you more of a stretch through those glutes and the hip flexors. Continue breathing here. Slowly start to roll it on up. And we're going to come lengthwise on our towel if we're not already there. And we're going to take it all the way down to our backs. A few more stretches before we finish our class. So when you get down to your back, I want you to find yourself in a comfortable position, right? So wiggle around as much as you need to move that sand so that you're feeling comfortable here. And your hands are simply resting by your sides for now. And I want you to, we're going to do some conscious contracting and releasing of the muscles. So the first thing I want you to do is squeeze the shoulders and the neck. Shrug those shoulders and squeeze in. Try to keep the rest of the body relaxed. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then exhale, release the neck. On your inhale, I want you to squeeze your abdominals. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Push that low back into the ground. You're pushing into the sand. Try to relax the legs and the shoulders. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Exhale, release. On your inhale, squeeze your glutes. Squeeze your thighs and your buns. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Exhale, release. I want you in your inhale, point the toes as hard as you can. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Exhale, release. And inhale, flex the feet as much as you can. Squeeze on that flex. And exhale, release. I want you to inhale, the arms come straight up by your sides. Arms face towards the ceiling. You're going to inhale, reach the right arm up as much as you can, lifting that shoulder slightly off the ground. Exhale, release. Inhale, reach the left arm up. Exhale, release. Again with the right side, inhale, arm up. Exhale, release. Inhale, arm up, left arm. Exhale, release. From here, I want you to inhale, both arms up. We're lifting the shoulders, a little bit of ab work here, contract here. Exhale, release. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, arms up. Both arms up, shoulders come off the ground. Exhale, down. You can either stay right here. If you want to add a little bit of a challenge, take the knees to a 90 degree. Inhale, arms up. Now we're crunching up with the knees bent. Exhale, lower. One more like that. Inhale up. And exhale, lower. Feet come down to the ground. Straighten the legs. Bring the arms down by your sides, palms face up. Let the legs roll out to the side. You have made it to final Shavasana. So let's let all the muscles melt into the sand. Find some deep relaxation. I invite you to close your eyes. Feel the nice cool breeze, listen to the waves, and enjoy our last song. I will be coming around with some essential oil spray, and if you prefer none, please place one hand on your heart. Start to find some small movements, wiggling fingers and toes, maybe shaking your head side to side or up and down. You're welcome to take a full body stretch if that feels good. Coming back to a wakeful state. And when you're ready, roll on over to whichever side is most comfortable and take a few breaths there. And from here, once you feel ready, meet me in a comfortably seated position. Sit up nice and tall. We made all that extra room in our spine this morning. So sit up tall. Inhale, the arms come all the way up towards the sky. Hands come to heart center. We lower the hands down to our chest. Touch the thumbs to the chest. Find that hand-heart connection. Maybe close your eyes with me as we finish our class this morning. Being grateful for our bodies getting us up and bringing us to the beach for class. Enjoying this beautiful weather. My hope is that you leave today feeling very relaxed, happy, released, non-stressed. I'm so grateful for all of you allowing me to guide you in this practice. Have a beautiful day and a beautiful 4th of July. Namaste. Thank you guys. Good job, dude.